So welcome to another Tokyo Revengers video, guys. And yeah, probably you guys already know this. Tokyo Revengers Season 2 broadcast will begin next month on 7th in Disney Plus Hotstar. So we will get some more contents on next month. However, I plan to explain Season 1 episodes. But it will not be like any ordinary review. I'll talk about some interesting facts and spoilers behind all the scenes. And this will help us reveal some more facts that you guys might have missed or couldn't understand when you saw it for the first time. Also, I thought it would be good to recall with all of you as to what happened in Season 1 before Season 2 is released. So before we talk more about the episodes more critically, as usual guys, I would kindly appreciate it if you can drop a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Let's go into the video now. So let's start the video with some interesting facts we already know. Takemichi has a time leap power, which he received from another time leaper of that timeline. That is Mikey's brother Shinichiro. This is why he could perform time leap in his last moments of his life. But Takemichi literally don't know anything about this. And he continued to live his life like any other normal person would. And one normal day, Takemichi was watching news channel. But this moment, he didn't know that how his life was going to change for once and for all. When he was just casually watching the news, he saw news about some gang dispute. So many people have fallen victim to their disputes. That gang name is Tokyo Manji. Well, there's no need for big introduction. But when the news reader announced the names of people who got injured and died in that incident, two people's name caught Takemichi's attention instantly. That is Tachibana Naoto and Tachibana Hina. Takemichi suddenly remembered who that girl is. In his middle school time he dated one girl and now she died. But basically he was not depressed about it cause his whole life was already in an extremely miserable state. Including his manager who is younger than him and even the kids makes fun of Takemichi. He just continues to live this pathetic life to apologies to all the people around him all the time. And here comes Takemichi's life-changing moment. While he worried about how his life ended up like this and wondered where he made the wrong choice in his life that ended up so badly, suddenly someone comes behind him and pushes him into the train tracks. And yeah, basically so many people say it's Akin. But in this timeline, Akin is in jail for killing Kiyomasa. When Takemichi time traveled back in the past, he stopped Akin from killing Kiyomasa, which changed the entire timeline. They even explained this in episode 3 and 4. So Akin pushed Takemichi in the second timeline, not the first. I know. It's a bit complicated to understand, but many of the people already know this. So it's still big plot hole in the story. However, the train came very fast and Takemichi didn't have enough time to escape from it. When he was about to die, he didn't think about his family and or his friends. He thought about his ex-girlfriend. Because ever since he saw the news on the channel, that bothered him. Since she was one who has always been there for him when he was in middle school. So her death definitely affected him a bit mentally. And like I said before, Takemichi already have a time leap power, that's why he went back in time. But since he does not know anything about it, he thinks his life is flashing before his eyes during his last moments. But he didn't know that he actually time leaped. Then, suddenly he saw his school friends after a very long time. He couldn't believe it. When he saw the mirror in the railway station, he saw his old self. Then he became very shocked. When he glanced his phone, he checked the date, it was July 24, 2005. Exactly 12 years back and past. Takemichi thinks everything felt so real. It's not like a dream anymore. He was indeed reliving his own past once again. After this, Takemichi and his friends were discussing something about in the restaurant. Since he does not know exactly what the current situation is, he asks them. They say they're going to fight with other gang as same as age them. Because they're looking down on them. And if third-year students come into battle, they have Takemichi's brother. Because Takemichi's brother told them he is the leader of third years. When they enter the territory of another gang to fight with them, Takemichi's body starts shaking. Because he has not done anything like this in last 10 years. So he can't fight properly. But he still thinks it's just a flashback and nothing else. While his friends were thinking like, the other gang got scared, that's why they didn't come today to fight with them. Meanwhile, Takemichi remembered something about this place and what happened to them. But suddenly, the third year of students came into the place where they were. And Takemichi starts to panic more and more. Because they're full-fledged delinquents. And they plan to beat up Takemichi's gang. Because they started a battle with their second-year students. But Takemichi's gang came to fight with only second-year students, not the third years. Since they're senior to them, everyone starts to get scared. But then they started using Takemichi's brother name as an escape route. Because he told them he is the leader of the third years. After hearing this, everyone was laughing at them. Because Takemichi's brother is just a loyal dog to them, he'll do whatever that gang say. And Takemichi friends become so shocked after seeing this. I can totally understand their situation of being so heavily disappointed and also betrayal at the same time. The next moment, Takemichi's gang got beaten up very badly by the third-year students. They didn't even show any mercy on them. Every one of them was injured very badly. And Kiyomasa said that from now on, Takemichi's gang will be the slaves to the Tokyo Manji gang. Finally, Takemichi understand where everything went wrong in his life. And what's his connection with Tokyo Manji gang. Since after this day, every day he spends his life being slaves to them. After getting graduated, Takemichi leaves his hometown. Because he don't want to be like this anymore. Then, he started to do so many jobs but he couldn't do anything improperly. Every time he apologized to everyone at every workplace. Because that's how he spent his life in his middle school. Always apologizing to the Tokyo Manji members without any reason. While Takemichi thinks this is the worst flashback to get at the end of his life, he once again suddenly thinks about Hina. The girl whom he dated in the past. He remembers about the news and he thinks she'll die in future because of this Tokyo Manji gang. After this, everyone goes to their homes, but Takemichi keeps thinking about Hina. He suddenly decides to meet her and he goes to her apartment to meet her. Then this is where we see Hina's character for the very first time. The moment she opens the door for Takemichi, she starts to worry about him. But after hearing her voice after such a long time, it made Takemichi cry and he got so emotional about it. He sees for the first time how much she cares about him. But he forgot those things in the future and he feels really guilty about it. And while Takemichi was resting in the park, he saw some people bullying one guy. He got so annoyed by it. Because he didn't even got to be at peace for even one moment. So Takemichi became very angry and beats up one of those guys. And that literally made them very scared. Which is a really good moment for Takemichi character development. We can already see how mentally strong he is. But he always holds it back. That's his only disadvantage. Takemichi starts to talk with the boy he saved from those bullies. He tells him to have some guts. Be prepared for everything all the time, but he lacked these very exact things in own life. When Takemichi asks his name, to which he replies, it's Tachibana Naoto. Then Takemichi understood, he is the younger brother of Hina. Both of them started talking. Takemichi thinks he will also die in future. But he can't anything about it. Takemichi explains everything to Naoto about what happened to him. And Naoto understood what he said. Because it's called a time leap. Then Takemichi finally revealed that he and his sister will die on July 1, 2017. Naoto became so scared. But Takemichi thinks himself that if this is all real, he wants to change the future once again. And he wants to redo everything from the beginning. The moment he started to shake hands with him, something big happened. He once again came back to the future on the same day. Takemichi was totally confused once again. But the guy who saved Takemichi from dying says that he wants to talk with him alone. And as we know, that guy is none other than Naoto. He explained to Takemichi that he had actually performed a time leap. Since Takemichi changed Naoto's fate back then. He was able to save Takemichi today, and thus he in turn returned the favor by saving Takemichi now. And mind you guys, this is a completely new timeline. Naoto took it seriously, what Takemichi said to him 12 years back, and therefore became a detective. However, even though Naoto somehow survived, he couldn't save his sister. But he tells Takemichi that only he can save his sister and no one else, and thus, he wants his help for it. This is where they start to work together as a team. So yeah, it's end of episode 1. It was a really good experience to re-watch how Tokyo Revenger's story actually started. I'll explain more episodes in the upcoming dates. Also, if you guys want me to make videos about some topic, you can DM me. My Instagram link is in the description box, or you can comment it below. I'll try to cover all of your topics too. Anyway, if you guys like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. And good luck to all.